Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Decentralized Voices. My name is Daria, and this is the third season of your favorite podcast with honest conversations with builders about what happens when you try to ship on-chain and AI-powered products. My guest today is Ivan Maltsev, the co-founder of Nomadz, a Solana-based travel aggregator that's turning every trip into on-chain reputation.
Hello, Daria. Hey, everyone. Pleasure to be here and looking forward to the incredible conversation with you.
Yeah, I'm also excited. We'll discuss the future of travel, building in turbulent times, and whether traditional travel platforms have been ripping people off for years. Stay with us for the whole episode and share it with your digital nomad friends. Ivan, please tell your story. What's your background and how did you start your journey in blockchain?
I started to build businesses since I was 7 years old. My first business was I was buying and selling Pokémon cards. Maybe you
Nice.
remember, called caps. I had a huge collection that I used to buy in the city, in the markets in Kyiv. And then the first colorful mobile device was live. It was Motorola. And I was able to buy it myself at the age of 9. I started to sell the images, games, music to my classmates. And then I did a prediction market on football. That's why they fired me basically from the school. I was around 14 years old. And then I studied law, and also I did some private parties where people were buying all-inclusive tickets to the party and had access to everything during big events at our university. I did it for years. Then I became a lawyer, worked at the big company, the largest clinical research organization, like a pharmaceutical company. And I was working as a junior lawyer, then legal counsel for 2 years. It was not too fun, to be honest. I quit. I got a better offer from a Swiss company, also like pharmaceutical company. I was working there as a lawyer, also was not so fun. And then one of my friends in 2016, he was doing his first ICO, and he invited me to help him as a lawyer, basically to structure his ICO, which was not successful. So he wasn't able to raise enough funds to move forward and returned back money to investors. But I already joined crypto, and I started to invest in Bitcoin when it was 600. I started to buy XRP when it was 2 cents. Also invited my family to invest, and that's how I started. Got some financial freedom. In 2017, I quit my job. And since then, I never worked for any company where I wasn't able to do some business with. It was a long path to the position where I am now, happily building my startup called Nomadz, and also investing through my fund with 2 other partners called 3X Capital. During this path, I did a bunch of things. I did research for different newsletters. I did a lot of investments with family office called Platinum Fund, and I studied in the US, and then I met 2 partners with whom we started the investment company. So that's a part of my background.
Thanks for great intro. I also joined the blockchain field in 2017 and also through ICOs. So I helped such startups with marketing and promotion. So it was fun. What is Nomadz? Please share what's going on with the Nomadz.
Nomadz is a Web3 native travel aggregator, so it allows customers to save on hotels up to 60%, comparing to Expedia. So we basically connected Expedia API, and we have a lot of other partners, agents, who have better deals. So when they have better deals, we compare it with Expedia and show the biggest difference on top. So for example, when you search for Dubai, specific dates, specific amount of gas, you see on top the biggest discount comparing with Expedia, and then you see lower discount. And of course, you can pay with crypto. So currently it's Solana, USDC on Solana. Later, we will add more cryptocurrencies doing cross promotion with them. We can add all of them in day one, but we decided to onboard them slowly. And then, of course, we have gamification where user can mint his travel identity and improve it with getting more experience. Basically, it's like points that you get for traveling, completing quests, claiming badges of new countries, new events where you have traveled, inviting friends, of course. So you can do all of this, and your NFT, this Onchain identity, will progress with you. It's non-tradable NFT. It will unlock more rewards, discounts, more perks for you, like tickets for events, for example. When you have the higher levels, also you will get more referral rewards. So basically, all of this is built on Solana blockchain. And currently, like during the past week, we had 7,000 transactions on using our platform. So we had very high numbers with the Seeker launch. So we are a platform, but also we have a mobile app on Solana Dub Store. So we are live on Seeker since probably 7 days, and we got a lot of traction, a lot of support from Solana community.
Nice. That sounds really great. And yeah, I wanted to ask you, when did you launch? Like how when it started?
Yeah, so actually it started when I crossed the border of Ukraine in 2024, and as a Web3 native traveler, I wasn't able to pay for the hotels, for flights with my crypto. So I thought, why not to build a platform that will allow travelers to spend their crypto on everything that they need. So I used to off-ramp my crypto and pay like 2 to 3% for off-ramp, then pay like the payment fees or conversion fees on my in my bank, and then pay like significant fees to booking. Usually it's around 15 to 17% fees. So I thought, why not to create a platform that will allow me to, and other people like myself, to pay directly. So we built the first version was Airbnb type mobile app where hosts can list their properties and guests can see and pay with crypto directly to hosts through us. It was not successful. We built it on Internet Computer Protocol, which is layer 1 blockchain. And yeah, then we were accepted to the Founders Villa, which was in October 2024, which is the acceleration program that Superteam UAE is running in Dubai. So we came to Dubai and we pivoted to Nomadz. So before project was called Rentspace, and it was Airbnb type platform. And Nomadz is a booking aggregator. So we don't work directly with hotels, with hosts. We integrate APIs and search for best deals, and then allow you to pay with crypto. So it's a bit more, I can say it's more scalable model
Yeah.
in general, and it gives more benefits for customers because you can get really much better deals and you can spend your crypto. And we build the off-ramp solution that allows us to convert one USDC to one USD without losing any fees on the Solana transaction cost, which is paid one time by user and one time by Nomad. So basically, with us, they can save and they can pay with crypto with less fees. So that's how we started. And of course, there were a lot of things that we tried. We participated in multiple Solana hackathons, even one of them, which was by Solana Mobile in August this year, 2025 already. Yeah, and build a lot of things, to be honest, and grow from scratch a new startup, new project, new idea.
Thanks for sharing. You're Ukrainian and you're in incredibly challenging times, incredibly tough times. So can you please share how that shaped your approach to building Nomads, and what does it mean to be the first Ukrainian startup to receive investments from Solana Foundation?
To be honest, I see a lot of advantages on that. Being Ukrainian and having a resilient team that I have now, it's a big competitor's advantage. I'm also can say that we are very hardworking. We are very lean in terms of how we spend our money. I have a small team of 3 developers working full time together. I have 2 partners. One is managing the technical side, managing the developers, and one is managing operations, also based in Kyiv. And me and my girlfriend, our CMO, we are traveling together and spreading the word about Nomadz, building partnerships, onboarding users, investors to our platform. So we have a small, lean, and well-balanced team of Ukrainians. We also have a community manager from Nigeria. And we have two other people who are helping us part-time, like designer, a salesperson who is taking care of customers directly. It was very helpful to be a part of Komeka team, to be honest. They helped us with grant, they helped us with connections into Solana ecosystem. They even suggested us to apply this to the founders villa, where we pivoted to Nomadz, and finally they invested in us as well in August, I think, being first our investor. So being Ukrainian, I can say it's definitely more challenging from some point of view, but at the same time we have a lot of things that, for example, Europeans or US citizens, they cannot get. For example, they cannot survive with the budget that we are surviving and building, and they cannot live without electricity, with all the stress, pressure that we have, and continue building and staying like focused, positive as we are. So there are a lot of benefits, to be honest, to have the team from Ukraine.
Yes, we are entering the bear market, I guess. At least some crisis signs are ahead. This ability to be lean and resilient and manage and grow with small amount of budget and small resources, but grow fast and pivot fast and do a lot of things. It's a huge, not privilege, I can't say that it's privilege, but it's definitely a great skill. We Ukrainians, we have this.
I think it should be, like, as you mentioned, like well balanced in order to have part of the team building in Kyiv in Ukraine and part of the team growing, basically, because from Ukraine you cannot bring on board like international investors, partners. It would be really hard. But having like a balanced team where part of the team, the core, is building together at the office and part of the team is traveling and growing, it was quite a good decision for us.
Ivan, you're the first Solana founder on the Decentralized Voices podcast. Can you please share why Solana and what do you get from building on this chain and being part of the Solana ecosystem?
Sure. First of all, Solana, it's about technology. Currently, it's one of the most scalable blockchains in the space. Users can interact and send each other assets very fast. And of course, the transaction costs are super cheap. So Solana is super efficient from the technical standpoint, but also Solana is very successful blockchain, the most competitive team with Anatoly, who is leading Solana, and many other people who have built the most profitable and the most successful blockchain in terms of the amount of transactions and amount of active wallets. Also, Solana, it's a lot about community. So we have a lot of interesting communities like Medlets, MonkDAO, Superteam, who are building Solana ecosystem together, providing support to founders, organizing different hackathons, events globally. By the way, the Solana events are just incredible. This t-shirt was from Solana Breakpoint 2025 in Abu Dhabi. We had around 8,000 people coming from all over the world, super high quality topics that we discuss, super high quality food, merch, and community in general is incredible. So Solana is doing a lot efforts to build the community, and already did, but also they're doing a lot of efforts to build relationships with governments, institutions, and I think in the central part of Solana, always people who build and make this blockchain the most attractive and the most successful for builders like myself.
I'm following Solana Superteam in different countries, and I see how successful this community is evolving, building, growing. I've heard that in Romania, Solana already onboarded about 7,000 developers. In Poland, they are very active, and in Germany, it's super interesting to observe how this community grows, and it's a great example of leadership and marketing.
Quite interesting that you mentioned a lot of blockchains, they trying to copy paste the super team
Yes.
phenomenon that Solana was able to build, but in majority of scenarios it's not successful due to many reasons, probably execution, timing is not
Budgets.
yeah, maybe budget.
Yeah.
as well.
For sure, budgets, because I had a few conversations with the team who wanted actually to repeat Solana's success, and they were not ready to invest money and time to do the same. Obviously, all these factors make Solana Superteam successful. So let's back to Nomadz. You mentioned that Nomadz allows booking hotels 60% cheaper than other booking platforms. Does it mean that all these traditional platforms have been reaping people for years and we spend much more money than we could?
Actually, no. To be honest, the majority booking platforms, they work directly with hotels. So basically, like booking, they charge hotel 15% and they charge has guests 15%. So in total, they earn around 30% from every booking. Nomadz works differently. It works directly with the largest platform called Expedia, which has around 2.5 million bookings globally. The main platform that has a lot of different types of hotels, rooms, so we can compare the prices of agents. Agents are small local, basically businesses that have direct contracts with hotels, but they don't ask them for small discount. They ask for a big discount and they buy 1,000, 5,000 rooms for a year. So they basically buy a huge amount of rooms, and hotels make money immediately in the beginning of the year, and then this agent resells the rooms to us, and we just compare it and allow user to pay with crypto. So it's not always we have 60% less. Sometimes it's 5, 10, 15. Sometimes we have even more expensive fees, but in majority of scenarios you will find better fees at Nomads.
Okay, great. So please share what's Nomad's idea, what stands behind this concept, and how does recording every trip on chain can create value for users beyond the traditional type of loyalty program.
Traditional booking platforms provide back pointless rewards. Probably you have never received anything back except coupons from booking.com that expired in 2 weeks, or for example the referral program on Airbnb that is not active for the past 3 years. So there is no incentivization layer on top of the travel industry. You cannot even make any additional revenue from inviting your friends or your community to travel together on these platforms. And with Nomads, you can create your on-chain identity that will basically travel with you and track all your activities like your bookings, your quests, your badges, new events that you have traveled to, referrals that you brought. You can earn XP and also USDC from them, from the amount of money that they spend, which makes us more like interesting for communities to work with, for influencers, and for people to use and travel together. Basically, we have the gamification system that allows you not just to spend, but also to earn while you travel.
You mentioned that you won the Solana Mobile hackathon and you're launching on Seeker. You already launched. So, what can you do on a crypto phone that you can't do on iPhone, for example?
Seeker has a built-in hardware wallet. Probably you heard about Ledger, Trezor, and many other hardware wallets. On Seeker, you already have it here, so you just unlock your Seeker and you can sign your transactions with a single fingerprint. So that's mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, if you are traveling at Nomads, you can just use your hardware wallet directly, signing transaction with your fingerprint, which is probably the best security possible for your assets. That's the first part. Second, Seeker also has incentivization layer for users, so they will do a token generation event in 2 days, and they will distribute 20% of supply for active Seeker users and developers like Nomads. They have zero fees for developers. For example, Apple, I don't remember the exact amount, but I think they charge around 30% of all revenue that you make, which is a significant part of money that should go to the project. A Seeker and Solana Mobile team, they trying to disrupt the mobile development market as well, helping builders, not taking from them. So as you can see, there are like three main reasons. It's like the security and crypto native experience for a Web3 community. Also the support for developers. Actually, On top of this hackathon, we got a lot of launch support from everyone like Solana, Tolly, Solana Mobile team, guidance to build the app. And even now, like we are putting a lot of updates and launching a new release today for anything. I think that this team is just incredible in terms of the vision that they put into the Seeker and in terms of how they incentivize and support the builders. Even Nomadz, we got this first place in hackathon, we got marketing support, and we got the 750,000 SKR tokens that we will receive fully unlocked on TG.
Probably you know that there is a narrative in crypto right now, like build from home and skip the conferences. Are you personally seeing that? And what do you think? Is it connected with global trend to anti-globalism, or it doesn't applicable to crypto industry?
That's quite interesting. To be honest, I still believe there is a significant value in human relationships, which is not possible to build always online. So it's really hard, to be honest, to build the relationships with potential partners, so they can trust you, with investors, so they can support you, and also with teammates. Without this human connection, it's possible to build the technology. It's possible to start building like online community, but to build the major like partnerships, to close the investment rounds, you still need to have access to specific events and build the relationships with different types of partners. So answering shortly, I believe it's possible, but it's much harder. I see another trend like opposite, that people want to meet and connect because they are sick of calls, cameras, devices, and they are like putting extra efforts to travel to be at the place where other like-minded people are.
That's pretty interesting because I agree with you, like in terms of business needs and warm human connections. But from the Ethereum ecosystem perspective, or in general, I see that, for example, last year there were a lot of people willing to travel to Denver or any other major conferences in the US, and many people wanted to skip European conferences. And this year, in terms of global situation, it looks different, and many Europeans are willing to stay in Europe and attend local events, local conferences, and the same thing for Americans. That's how it works, at least in the Ethereum ecosystem, probably not only there, but beyond.
Yeah, from what I see, the amount of people who came to Solana is much bigger, to Solana Breakpoint and other events. The amount of efforts that Solana did during 2024, 2025 is just incredible. They hosted more than 20 different bootcamps, like pop-up cities. They built partnerships with governments to create special economic zones. They organized, on top of just Breakpoint, which is a huge conference, they organized like local, smaller conferences in different cities. For example, one of them was in Budapest, one of them was in Hong Kong, and will be in February another one. During the consensus currently division of the team, but on Solana, I think it's different, and I see more people coming IRL even during the bear market. So the reason why Europeans are not traveling to Denver, because it's quite expensive, to be honest, to buy all the tickets, hotels for 3 to 5 days. A conference, you will spend probably from $5,000 to $10,000. They can invest 5,000 in other marketing instruments that potentially can bring more results and require less efforts from them as a human to fly
Yeah.
to prepare for the conference.
I see high potential in local events and local communities, because you can like, stick to them and build together and then travel globally and share what you actually built. I totally agree with you that human beings can't survive and can't develop without other people and being present right here, right now, and creating this momentum. Who's using Nomads in a way that surprised you? Are there any users?
Yeah, there are many users. There are a lot of Ukrainians who are supporting us from the beginning when we built Ivan of Nomads in the end of April, which was very basic. It was really hard to onboard first customers, and we spoke with many of them. probably like few hundreds of people. And one of them is Mike, who is an active builder and member of Kumeka team, currently building his privacy solution on Solana. And he joined as one of the first users and during the past 6 or 7 months, and he helped us to improve the product. I think the first 10 to 100 customers are super important, and that's why I personally build relationships. And if any errors are happening at Nomadz, you will see a pop-up where you can connect with me, write to me in Telegram, and I will reply probably during the first hour or so to improve the product and to solve all issues that are happening.
How do you imagine the future of travel and how does it look like with Nomadz?
So currently we have a platform, we have a mobile app. We will build privacy payments. For example, if you are paying in crypto, in public blockchain like Solana, everyone see that you have made this payment, you have some assets in your wallet. We will make it private because our customers want to have private. It's really important for them. Then we will build flights. So you will be able not just to book hotel, but actually get better deals on flights. We want to create like more experiences. So previous year, we organized a lot of bootcamps and experiences on Solana, like bootcamp in Bali that was months long in the beginning of the year. Then Solana sailing, which was 7 day sailing in Ibiza and Formentera and other beautiful islands in Spain. And then we did a boot camp in Prospera, which is a part of Caribbean island in Roatan, where we had also people coming for a month. So we had more than 200 people participated in our events. And this year we want to introduce a new concept. It will be similar to uh, detox, let's say, after the conference, because now people are burnt out, they get sick after the conference, they drink a lot, and they need probably some guidance, some communities, curation around living a healthy lifestyle. And that's a part of our vision, basically, to build a healthy community of travelers as well, who support each other, who build together, who grow together. And that's part of the Nomadz concept. Of course, later on, we see a lot of potential use cases with AI, for example, where agents will have access to your funds and you will be able to delegate your travel decisions to AI. This is the vision, of course, like long term, but currently there are a lot of technical limitations on that. Just to sum up, it will be like a whole ecosystem and community of Web3 native nomads traveling together and living a healthy lifestyle.
I checked out the trends of the last year, and like two major trends are AI and everything around AI, vibe coding and improvements with AI, and longevity, health, and everything about beauty. And the last question, what's your favorite place on Earth as digital nomad?
We discussed it multiple times with my girlfriend as we traveled to more than 20 countries just during the previous year. For business growth, I will probably select Dubai, New York, or San Francisco. For spirituality, for personal growth, it would be probably Bali and maybe some places like Tulum, but I have still never been there. For just life, I love Kyiv, to be honest, and I miss my city, especially during the war. I would love to kind of restart everything when we will finish this madness and win this war, if it's possible to say the victory. But I love to travel and also I love to explore Europe. Spain is a very special place for me because during the past 2 years we traveled across Spain multiple times. Portugal as well. I love islands. I traveled to Mykonos, to Sicily, to Ibiza, and all of the islands are super beautiful, but it's more for chill lifestyle. And
Yeah.
currently I'm more into growth, so I'm based in Dubai and will spend probably summer in Spain traveling.
In colder place, Spain.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ivan, for sharing your experience. It was really great to chat with you, and I'm sure that our listeners, viewers of this episode, will also enjoy it. I'll leave the link to Ivan's profile under this episode so you can follow him, ask him questions, and see what's happening with Nomadz. Thanks for your attention, and see you in the next episode. Bye.
Thank you for having me, Daria.